Digital Romance TV.
Welcome to Digital Romance TV. I'm Donna Barnes, and I want to talk to you about when to share your feelings. Because all too often in relationships, you meet someone, you connect on a deep level, and you're infatuated, and your hormones are going crazy, and your thoughts and your feelings, and you're thinking, oh, I love this person, I'll never leave you, I'll never hurt you, you're the one. And then you get to know each other a little bit more, and your issues start to come to the surface, and things settle down, and your real feelings come to the surface. And more often than not, they're a whole lot different than they were when you were in that infatuated, I can't get enough of you stage. So hit the pause button on expressing your feelings until you are a minimum of a good 3 months, ideally 6 months into a relationship. Because most relationships only last 3 to 6 months. And that's because when you're getting to know someone, you're recognizing that you don't have commonality, but more importantly, your issues have time to come to the surface, whatever they may be. If you have fear of commitment, or fear of abandonment, or fear of intimacy, your issues need to connect with the person that you're with's issues. More importantly, they can't stimulate them in a negative way. You can't push each other's buttons. And all too often, the dynamic of the relationship changes as you pass the 3-month mark. And when I say 3 months, that means that you're really spending at least a couple of nights a week together, you're spending weekends together, you're really spending a lot of quality one-on-one time together. And the reason I'm really bringing this up is because The Bachelor just ended, and I was just on GMA this morning talking about the fact that he didn't propose and he didn't say he loved him. This is the Juan Pablo Bachelor with Nikki. And actually, in reality, that's the correct thing. I think because everybody watches so many episodes of The Bachelor where they do say I love you, but then they break up a few months later, which goes to the point that I was making earlier, that you don't know what you feel truly until you've gotten enough time and you've relaxed into the relationship and you feel your real feelings. So I think if someone's telling you that they love you within the first couple of weeks of meeting you, what they're really saying is, I could fall in love with you and I'm feeling wonderful about you, but keep your feet on the ground and don't feel like, oh, this is the one, they're going to love me forever, because more often than not, that's not the case. And that's why people get really hurt. People make promises within the first 6 months that they say, I'll never hurt you, which, first of all, you can't promise that anyway. You don't know that you're never going to hurt someone. You could promise that you'll never intentionally hurt them and that you'll try not to hurt them. But promises are made to be kept. I hate that expression, promises are made to be broken. If you make a promise, you should put a lot of weight and thought into it before you make that promise, because promises are not meant to be broken. You don't get to change your mind once you make a promise. Now granted, people get married, however many years later, if they've grown in different directions, then mutually they decide to split. That's a different thing. But when someone gets into a situation quickly and starts making all these promises, assume that they're not real and that they're not going to be able to keep that promise, because really, they don't know you well enough yet, and they don't know themselves in connection to you well enough to be able to make any solid promises. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're feeling really warm and fuzzy about someone, say that. Say, I feel terrific. And to go back to Juan Pablo, who said, I like you, I really like you. And everybody gave him so much crap about that. But actually, that is the correct behavior when you're just getting to know somebody. You do really like them. You don't love them, because love takes longer to grow. So if someone's telling you really deep feelings very soon on in a relationship, don't believe them. You can engage with them in a positive way and enjoy the loving connection, but really keep your head on the ground and don't let your thoughts run away with the fact that, like, oh, we're going to be together forever, because that's probably not going to be the case. So stay in today, in what's actually happening today. Don't let your expectations get you running away. Don't let promises And an early expression of feelings, allow yourself to get too emotionally attached to someone, because that's how you get your heart broken. So you can say, I feel like I could, or I feel like I am falling in love. But save the real I love you until you're past that I can't get enough of you stage. And you really just have such an affinity for that person. You miss them when you're not with them. And they're the first person that you want to share everything that happens to you with. That's what real love is. Not just that, oh, I just have to be with you or I'm going to die feeling. So just try to be thoughtful about when and how you share your feelings. And don't say anything that you don't know 100% that you're going to feel in another few months. I'm Donna Barnes for Digital Romance TV.